Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks again so much for joining me here. Hoping a great day. Sorry, I'm a little bit on the giggly side right now because Bitcoin is still above 67,000. This is pretty much awesome stuff. So if you are, jumping in from earlier today, I'm just going to quickly kind of give you the bumper sticker version here and kind of see where we're at. We're also going to look at some liquidation levels and kind of see what that looks like too. So appreciate you watching. Hit the like button before we get any further and comment below if you get a chance. Last but not least, quick congrats to our community members here. Got some awesome profits here from our Near protocol, 48%, ICP 20, Bitcoin, Near, BNB, etc. A lot of good trades here. Basically 5 out of 5 for our shorts. We closed a long before it hit stop loss, of course, roughly halfway there. And now at this point, looks like we might want to shift gears back to long positions. So we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's look at the liquidation levels though, folks. This is kind of just continues to intensify. We can see the 68,000 level, 68.2 just got swept a little bit ago. And there's a lot of liquidation here right at this level. So I don't know why people keep shorting this range. It makes no sense from a technical standpoint here based on liquidation and a lot of other contributing factors. Bitcoin is not really due to pull back. Once more, we could see a different scenario altogether from the Asian markets when they open, but there's tremendous amount of bullish behavior here. So if the price does pull back for Bitcoin, my speculation is we're going to see this most recent point of control at 67,000 retested and effectively bounce off that level. It's a perfect level too because it's a 0.65, 0.618. I would love to see that kind of bounce. Okay, again, do we always get what we want? No, of course not. We missed out on a good long, honestly, if you think about it, because yesterday's analysis told us the price action was going to pull back to the most recent fib level. It just kept going up. Right? It tends to happen. So again, if you're a breakout trader, maybe different story altogether. Breakout traders are doing really well today. But again, they're generally less successful in these kind of markets. So just be mindful, liquidation, all that wonderful stuff does factor in. So let's go ahead and see what the daily time frame looks like here and just quickly reiterate. Again, mostly everything's bullish from a SMA standpoint. Price action is looking very solid there in the sense of bouncing off that key level. We can also see 50 on the RSI has held very well, didn't even come down as low as we expected it to. Same thing with the stochastic RSI swinging up now, likely to see further continuation because of that. And we also can recognize that MACD, instead of diverging, is now converging. That's fantastic. So again, a lot of great things happening here on the daily, good, strong momentum shift. 4-hour time frame, let's quickly note here as well. The obvious factors here, we're above all moving averages yet again. Okay, they're hanging out at that 66,000 mark. Okay, at least the 50. 50 is the important one, in my opinion, on the 4-hour, letting me know that we're on the right side of the tracks. Okay, so awesome stuff there. We are getting closer to 70 again on the RSI. Keep in mind, we're not there yet. We got plenty more room for upside, but if the price does continue further up, we could see a rejection there. However, if there is a massive short squeeze at 69,000, there's a good chance the price will rally towards 70,000. Okay, so 69K is hit. I think 70K is going to follow not too long after. So if you do see a sweep of 69K, solid chance we're going to see the price continue to run, mainly because the buy orders, sell orders, it kind of creates this cascade of purchases and sells, and it's an ugly thing depending on what side you're on. Anyways, all we can see here is that the hourly time frame is still likely bullish from before. Let's double check this because it was looking pretty good. It still is. There's no reason to consider shorting into this. Okay, and conversion line is tremendously high. Lagging spans free and clear. We're well above the baseline here, and the cloud is looking good. Keep in mind the cloud is hanging out at this $67,000 range. Okay, so if the price does end up pulling back, it would make sense to get a pivot off this point of control at low 67K range. So me personally, I think we are due for a slight pullback. I do want to just quickly address this here as well. This is not exact. If you do take a look at our cup and handle pattern forming here, there's a solid chance we could see this flag here work out. So again, keep in mind, when you have a cup and handle pattern, it is followed by a flag pattern that inevitably breaks out once it hits its local point of control or a key fib level. If we take a look here, lower point of control here is right at 67,000. It's been a point of control for Bitcoin for a long time. So me personally, I'm very interested in a long run 66 to 67,000. More specifically in entry, maybe a half or a third position at 67, and then maybe adding to my position as it comes down to 66 or 65. We have a moderate amount of support here in these lower levels now that we've broken through them, but you do also got to recognize there's definitely a decent amount of fair value as low as 66,000 that could very well get filled. And also bear in mind, this is the elephant in the room. We got to recognize there is still a lot of liquidation at this lower levels here. Okay, so again, we take a look here, CME gap pretty huge. Another one too, actually, this just formed. Let's go ahead and double check this, make sure we create this. I'll provide this to our community. By the way, future reference, I do share my charts with my community. So if you go to live charts here, you can see I have that updated and the CME gaps are there. So I'll update that as well, but to reflect here, 66 to about 66,300. It's a small gap, but that could very well get filled. Okay, just like we saw here as well. This guy got filled a few days ago, and right now we have a smaller one here. So again, just something to be mindful of. All the more reason why we could see this flag pattern pull out. The question is Bitcoin going to sweep this upper level liquidation before it does that? That's the big question. So my anticipation is the price will pull back just a little bit here, consolidate in this range of 66 to 68K, and then we'll see a blast off likely from there. Again, distinct probability based on everything we've seen here so far. Is it a guarantee? No, but it's a good chance. And I like to take good chances. All right, folks, I appreciate you watching. Thanks again so much for all your support too. And to anyone who, commented down below earlier today with that whole shenanigans with, what was it? House of Crypto, I think it's called. We're working things out. We're in contact now, so we will see how that ends up playing out. But long story short, my trade signals and my trade alerts were being recycled in their community, and it's a paid community of his, so he's basically making money off of stuff that I'm doing here. So it was a little frustrating. Either way, happens, right? That's the world that we live in. Got to be careful, and just make sure that you watch your back. That's not a threat, by the way. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you the next one. Take care.